Welcome to Motivated Results. So today's workout is a push hypertrophy workout. That's what was dictated by my own programming. Something to note. So as you guys knew, maybe some of you knew, some of you didn't. I had a deload week prior to this. For shits and giggles, I took a day or two off more than originally planned, and I went and for shits and giggles just had a bro split arms day. I'm thinking of incorporating an arms day only because I feel like my delts are my biggest weak point in most of my compounds, and so I had an arm. That's another topic of discussion, by the way, for a different day. But I had an arm day, shoulders and arms, and I don't know what it was that I did. Maybe just wasn't used to the volume, and I went a little crazy. And my left shoulder has been hurting like a mofo, and it's not a soreness. It's more of a definite pain, and I don't know if it's inflammation of the joints or the connective tissue or whatever it is. But I've definitely been foam rolling and smashing daily, nearly. So should have said on a daily basis. Louis Marco, shout out. So today I wanted to go normal, but after really just listening to my body and really thinking about pros and cons of just going with the normal weight range or normal weights, I decided to go a little lighter. As you can tell, I spent a little bit more time, or at least I'm showing you guys a little bit more of what I did as far as the mobility or warm-ups. Definitely showing you guys the full gambit of the warm-up sets. Still working on technique, as you can see there. Really setting up, making sure my foot positioning is one thing that I'm really focusing on, and making sure that my chest has a large enough gap. As you can tell here, I'm trying to also work on going lower. Although on a hypertrophy day, I really don't feel like I'm getting as much, and maybe even on a max effort, I might not be getting as much, because if on a max effort, you're really just worried about moving the weight. But if you ever want to practice competition style rules, you do need to touch your chest. But I am trying to work on going a little lower, even though I feel like that did not help my shoulder whatsoever. Also trying to keep an eye on my shoulders to make sure they're pinned versus any movement. All I can say is that after this workout, I was not a happy camper, and I am going to maybe have to take it easy on my next several push days just to ensure that there is ample healing time. I don't want to hurt anything else. I really got to put the ego aside. So kind of got up to the working weight. Usually I'd go a little heavier than this, but we went with 185 today. Did all the warm-ups that you saw, and then did about 3 sets of this. I'm not going to show you everything because after I edited this video, I noticed it's 7.5 minutes long, and that's a little bit longer than I like to show you, or a little bit longer than I like to post on the channel. I feel like you guys prefer shorter videos, which if you're subscribed to half a dozen channels or more, probably more, I don't want to take up too much of your time. So did 4 sets of the 4 working sets with the bench. I can't even freaking talk today. Stayed around the 8 to 9 range. Then I did 3 sets of incline on the Smith just in case I failed. I definitely dropped the weight on this a lot more than I normally would do, for sure. I didn't want to risk it, especially with my shoulder. Definitely still working on touching the chest, although I'm still not a big proponent of it. I just don't feel like I'm getting any more out of it unless I'm really trying to practice for competition, which, if you guys have seen my lifts, let's face it, I'm not ready for any sort of competition. So next, moved on and did 3 sets of pec deck, whatever you want to call this. Kind of really working on kind of maybe even holding it for half a second at the biggest piece. Did 3 sets of those, nothing special. I worked on overhead press, but keep in mind that this is my 2nd or 3rd set, and my shoulder is still jacked. And so, I need to stop spitting into the mic. My shoulder's still jacked, and so I really need to work on that shit. So I need to start looking at my Supple Leopard book and really working on smashing at least once a day for the next couple weeks, and getting that tissue softened up, and hopefully there is no damage. I mean, it's nothing crazy, but I know that my range of motion is definitely compromised in certain angles that are very rare to use, to be quite honest, but it's still not comfortable. So, and this is just to show you how uncomfortable they are. I was supposed to do this working sets. Those are the, hold on, is that what that is? Yeah, those are the working sets Those are the 25-pound plates, and I was only able to get 2. You can see me kind of smiling there because it's funny. On my actual, check this out. So then I went to go do laterals, and right there I just felt it. And this is relatively lightweight, and I said, screw this, and I went to go put them back. So I ended up cutting these out completely today. But on my overhead press on my shoulder and arm day that I did, that I want to blame on my damage or whatnot, I actually managed to go for 5 sets of 5 on that 95-pound overhead press, which is, you know, a little bit more volume than I do. But I was able to get them out, which tells me that this shoulder is really impinging me, and either that or I'm a lot more fatigued from the bench and all the other push movements to get better results on my overhead press numbers. Maybe I'll move that up on the workout plan. So I did 3 sets of this to supplement skull crushers so that I didn't kind of worry about my shoulder at all anymore. Then did 2 sets of these cable single arm pull downs, or whatever the hell you want to call them. I really like it. I could really feel it on the outer head of the tricep. Really, really, really good exercise. Recommend trying it out. Just go a little lighter. Don't go a little crazy, because then you're gonna end up hurting yourself. Oh, people saying goodbye. You know what I'm saying? Gotta be nice. Don't be a douchebag at the gym. You know who you are. All right, and then for the last set, actually no, I'm gonna show you guys another set of this, or at least the other arm. So after this, I just did the straight bar tricep extension, the different variation you'll see here, and that was about it, guys. Really need to work on the shoulder. I'm gonna, like I mentioned before, really work on smashing a lot more during the week, and really just need to hammer this out, because at this point my bench is, I feel like, my weakest lift until I start squatting, and then you're gonna see some bitch made shit. Oops. And so I need to bring that up. If you guys haven't tried this, try this out. I like it a lot. If you pretend like you're bending that bar almost like in a U shape, it really incorporates, I feel like, a lot of the inner tri. Anyways, that's it for today, guys. Questions, comments, let me know. Feel free to hit that like button, and we'll see you guys next time.